My first bird was killed when I was 9 years old. It was out of the back of a red Dodge pick 'em up truck, out of season, in Camp Shelby. I was in the back of the truck. We come around a curve trying to hit the dogs off, and there's a bunch of turkeys in the road. And if you don't think a 9-year-old kid can't unload and get a slug and the number 5 shot out about that quick, you're wrong. And I killed a jake. When Daddy stopped the truck, about the second thing he said was bend over, and he tore my butt up with a switch. Uh, and I had killed my first bird. Like I said, I'm not proud of it at all. My first real turkey, okay, would have been when I was about 10 or 11 years old with that same little 410 single barrel with number 5 shot in it. Remember, I mentioned we had a camp on Red Creek. I had my boundaries. Now, most people would not even think about turning a 10, 11-year-old kid loose in the woods by themselves. Well, I got to backdate a little bit. I started hunting, shooting a gun when I was 5, okay? In fact, I'm not shooting you an ugly signal. That's my trigger finger, simply because I couldn't reach the trigger with my trigger finger. I'd have to do this to pull the trigger. So I adapted and used my middle finger as my trigger finger.
A friend of mine did the same thing.
Like I still do it today.
Mm-hmm.
It's instinct. But I had my boundaries at the camp. The first sandbar, I couldn't go past it. The first big slough, B&B Palace, which was another camp that was there. That was my block of woods, if you know what I mean. In fact, this bird will probably be in the book. The first year, he whooped my rear end. Of course, my father and my mother were not turkey hunters. They were deer, quail, rabbit, squirrel, even actually had some wild hogs back then at Red Creek. And how do you say he couldn't educate me, if you know what I mean?